Here's what people have to say about the 2025 event cruise.
Over the top.
Fantastic.
Fun.
One of a kind.
Exciting.
A must try.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Breakthrough.
Don't miss out on all the fun on the 2026 event cruise. You're not going to want to miss it. Join us. Well, that was weird.
That was. What was that delay?
There was no delay. It
Thank
went
you.
back to repeated the video again.
Oh, is that what it was doing?
Yeah, just, one of those fun technical glitches.
Oh, fun.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are glad you're here. We're going to be starting the recording for our weekly podcast here in just a minute. But before we do, we want to say hello to everybody. If you're new to this process, we do record the weekly news. We do it live. We do it with you, so you can partake and comment on the week's stories in the news here in the cruise industry. And we record it for a podcast. We have it on Spotify and Apple Podcast and everywhere. So we want to thank you all for being with us. Jan and Danny, welcome both of you. The Mac family is in the house. We appreciate both of you. And Star Wars Dad from Florida. Hello, Panama City. Good to see you again. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
See you a couple weeks in a row. Ashley,
Yes.
Good to see you, hon. How are you doing? And they have their own group cruise in October. Well, you're going to have to come on ours in November then. Hopefully you guys will have fun on your group cruise.
Absolutely.
So we have an interesting news week, so we're just going to get into it. So let's go ahead and get the recording started. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to the Cruise News, the live show podcast with Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host, Robert, aka The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, aka Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live right now from Tall Man Mobile, somewhere here in Tennessee, and we are going to be unpacking the news for you that has happened this past week in the cruise news. And oh my gosh, it is lawsuit galore.
We've got lots of luggage to unpack.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy week in the news. So without further ado, let's get to it. But some some housekeeping notes first. Sorry. We do this live and we record it live so you can partake in the process. Meaning, if you've got a comment about the story, we want to hear your opinions. And because it matters, because there's a lot of people in the industry, from the cruise industry, from the cruise lines themselves that watch videos like this. And your opinion does matter to them. So we do this live so you can have some input. So leave your comments in the chat and we will bring you into the show with us. If you're watching or listening to the rebroadcast, we do answer all of our questions in comments. So please leave a comment after the fact if you're watching the rebroadcast. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the news. We're going to start off with some fun stuff before we get to the lawsuits.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So the first story, this is something we've actually talked about a couple of times now. NCL has been making some changes. Last week we talked about that they've sort of backed up their sort of change of their drink policies on their private island. Mm-hmm. And they had extended the drink package through the end of March, meaning if you bought their drink package, their free at sea drink package, which is like $28.50 per day per person. It's a great price.
It is.
That was no longer going to work on their private island. They did extend that to the end of March. Mm-hmm. Now, if you wanted to sort of prepay, they created a free at sea plus package, but that was going to be $49.99 a day instead of the $28.50 per day. So it was like $150 more just to drink on the private island.
Gotcha.
Anyway, they have completely reversed directions. They're sailing back to where they started, and they have indefinitely said the normal free at sea drink package will work on their private island all the time.
Woohoo! Yeah. I wish all of the other cruise lines did that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just
If you're
don't.
on a private island, you should be able to use the drink package that you bought for the cruise on the ship.
Correct, because it's. I mean,
My opinion.
the only difference would be if you're in a port. Meaning, if it was a sea day,
Yeah.
they're going to be drinking.
Yeah.
Right? The only time it would matter is if you're in a port. If you're in a port, a lot of people get off the ship and go do excursions.
Yeah, well, then you're going to, be buying stuff in the local restaurants.
Right.
You're not going to be utilizing the drink package. But if you're on the private island, I feel like it should be
it should be included.
Yeah.
Right? For the amount of, drinks that are consumed. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
But yes, they have completely reversed directions, and their drink package is now going to be offered on the private island, no extra costs.
Go
So,
NCL.
Go NCL for that.
Yeah. Kudos.
Yes. Next in the news, man, what a crappy story this is, and all puns intended. There was a problem on the MSC Meraviglia. Their toilets stopped working, or at least some of them. I don't know how many of them. It turns out someone flushed a towel down the toilet.
What?
Yeah. And
Oh, my good Lord.
Of course, their toilets are not made for towels to be flushed down there. I don't know. Any toilets are made for
You
towels to be
would flush a
flushed down there.
towel down your toilet at home. Why would you think to do that on a cruise ship?
I don't know, but interestingly enough, the story has more legs than just that, because a lot of people are claiming foul here, and I don't mean foul smell. There's that,
Well, I'm sure there was that too.
because a lot of people feel this is just the form letter they put out when they're having issues with their plumbing, because back in February, it was there was the same sort of incident reported that there was a towel, in the toilet, if you will.
Oh my goodness.
And so they think this is just sort of their standard, a letter that is put out to guests when they're having plumbing problems. But here's my thought, because cruise ship toilets, they're very finicky. They
Yeah,
really are.
They are, absolutely.
There's a lot of people that bring on board flushable wipes.
Yes.
Which in a normal toilet, flushable wipes are fine. I mean, they are
No,
flushable.
they're not. They're not. They say they're flushable, but they are horrible for septic systems.
For septic systems.
Yes.
And that works the same way on a cruise ship.
Yes.
You cannot flush flushable
No,
wipes
please don't.
on a cruise ship toilet. In fact, the only thing you can flush down the toilet outside of the stuff, that comes
goes
out of
in
your
there.
body is the toilet paper that's
Right.
in the cabin.
Right. And
Because-
even that's one ply.
Yeah. Well, it's specifically designed to be able to break down.
It is, yeah.
So even people that put flushable wipes in there, that actually will clog up the toilet system.
Yes.
And so I know that some people may think this is a form letter they put out, but on a ship that carries 5,700-ish passengers week after week after week after week, I'm on the side that there's some passenger out there that sticks something down the toilet that they shouldn't. Now, was it a towel? I don't know. I'd love to see the video of them pulling that out. Well, maybe I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
But of course, there's proof in the pudding, right? And I don't mean that in a crappy kind of way. Here we go. We're going down the toilet already. How many more puns can I throw in there?
Oh my gosh, my old boss used to say when they were changing dirty diapers that, you're making pudding.
We're making pudding. Somehow I turned on the flashing lights at the same time.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh.
Here we go.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, and video a lot of times is that proof, right?
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
it is. We're videoing this. Look what we're taking. Look what you all put down in there.
No, please, I don't want to see that video.
Speaking of video and segues, the next story I find very interesting too. So, there were some influencers, TikTok influencers, who have been caught making a fake pier runner video.
Oh my goodness.
And
Why?
this one here bothers me a bit for just a few reasons.
Yes.
But anyway, they were caught because somebody on the ship they were supposedly missing videoed them making the fake video. And how do they know it was a fake video? Well, they know because they did multiple takes.
Oh Oh my
They
goodness.
they would start start running towards the ship and screaming this, that, and stop. Then they would back up, watch the video that they shot, see that it wasn't good, then they would do it again.
Oh my goodness.
And they did it several times. And so this is how they got caught making this fake drama, this fake news, if you will. And sadly, this video got like 58 million views on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
It got almost 11,000 shares and, comments, or 11,000 comments. It was crazy. And what frustrates me the most is there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like the influencers, if you will.
Agreed.
The people, if you will, like us,
Yes.
that do what we do and create content for the cruise industry and put it up on YouTube. And for a variety of reasons. But the biggest reasons are for things like this.
Yes.
They're creating fake news, fake drama. And for those of us that, are trying to be legitimate, if you will, and bring you real information or real stories without drama, and reviews and tours and different things like that. It to me, it puts a scar
Without a doubt.
on those who are trying to do
It makes you
do
question everything that you're watching.
Right?
And yeah, it really does.
I don't know. What do you guys think about the fake video? Does that hurt? Does that change your opinion of what people do and how they create it? Because it's hard enough these days with AI sometimes to figure out whether a video is real or not to begin with.
It is.
And if they hadn't been caught,
They probably, wow.
people may not have known it was fake. Of course, they didn't put it in their description that this was fake or staged.
Well, I'm sure most people still don't know that it's a fake video. Most people probably still think it's real.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you all think of that? We want to know.
I think that falls into one of those, the bad apple spoils the whole bunch.
It does. It really does. And
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of us try. There's obviously a ton of creators out there that, if you will, are above board. And
definitely.
Go the extra mile and do the extra things and make sure that the stories they're reporting on are correct to the best of their knowledge and don't create this fake stuff. But there's also, many that are creating fake stuff like this. Or even, clickbait type thumbnails and, different things and just building on the drama.
Things. Yeah.
And look, drama is attractive. It really is. But there's enough drama in the industry that you don't need to create any fake stuff.
No.
Because we're about to start talking about the drama here in just a second.
Oh, my goodness.
So let's see what everybody has to say about that.
All right.
Bev, by the way, says they're only flushable if you know a good plumber.
Right.
Danny says, is that chocolate pudding? Of course it's chocolate pudding. Danny also says, I don't believe anything on the internet. Pretty sure we are watching AI right now. I know, right? AI's gotten so good they can actually broadcast us live.
I know. It's scary.
And then Bev says, it would change my opinion of them, not necessarily YouTubers in general. Well, that's good of you to take it on a one-by-one basis. But,
Yeah, thank you for that.
We've seen a lot of comments through the years that just lump creators all into one category.
Yeah.
And we're just, if you will, we're not all the same. Of course, a lot of you know that, and we appreciate it. And some of it is like with tours that we do and reviews of the ship. There's a lot of people out there that carry the cameras around during the day and do the tours, and that's fine if that's what they want to do. And a lot of people don't like that because they may end up in a video. We actually get up in the middle of the night and video the ships when everybody's sleeping. We get so many comments about, oh my gosh, how'd you get the ship to yourself? And I'm like, we didn't. It's just the middle of the night and everybody's sleeping. But we choose to do that. So we are videoing the ship and not getting people in there. But, not everybody's like that, if you will. And I'm not just talking about the reviews, but just generally about creators and some of the content they create. And again, it's always the few, because most everybody out there is also, legitimate, if you will, bringing the real stuff. So anyway, John says, hey all, at first AI was entertaining, but now not so much. I like your real videos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No AI here. All right, so let's get into, the big news of the week. There were four different lawsuits submitted this past week in the cruise industry. Now,
Man.
I'm going to go over each of them one at a time, talk about what happened, and then we'll go back and maybe dissect them one at a time because there's a lot of information here, okay? And there's so much. I had to create like this document to read it off of because there's so much. So I'm going to be over here in this other screen reading, and I apologize. But for those who are watching the video podcast. So lawsuit number 1. This was submitted against Carnival, okay? And the incident, if you will, happened on the Carnival elation. Okay. Now, by the way, before we go any further, for those who are involved in these injuries, if you will, we hope you have a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Right? This is not necessarily about you specifically, but we're talking about it as a general thing across the industry. And so for those who have received injuries due to any sort of incident, gosh, we hope you heal quick and able to get back to life as you had prior to the incident. And maybe hope we see you back on a ship again.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And for all you praying folks out there, we hope that you are praying for them as well.
Yes.
Yes.
But that being said, we also feel some of this is ridiculous. So we're going to talk about it. So the Carnival elation, the injury was not actually happened on the elation. It happened on a shore excursion. In fact, not necessarily even on the excursion itself, but on the boat that was taking them to the excursion, right? So the excursion was the Swimming with the Pigs Express in the Bahamas.
Okay.
And so for those who are unaware, you get off the ship, get on the dock, you get with your shore excursion group. They take you to a boat. Mm-hmm. And it's about a 20-minute ride to where this excursion actually takes place with the Swimming with the Pigs. Okay, so it was during this boat ride that the injury happened. So allegedly, one of there was a bench that this particular person was sitting on that collapsed during the 20-minute voyage on this boat.
Gotcha.
And she broke her tailbone. And additionally, once she got home, her injuries worsened into significant spinal injuries, to include a bulging disc and tears in her L4, L5, and S1.
Oh, my.
Yes. So that was lawsuit number 1. Lawsuit number 2. This happened on the NCL Escape, or at least from a passenger that was on the NCL Escape. Actually, this one did happen actually on the ship. This person actually slipped by the pool. And the result of the slip was a broken femur. Okay. Their claims were slipped on a wet, slippery substance. Further claims that the slippery substance was transparent, so it could not be seen prior to slipping. Okay. Lawsuit 3. Also NCL. This was on the Joy. This was another excursion accident, and it was on the ATV excursion. Okay? We haven't talked about too many of them, but there's been a ton of ATV accidents throughout the cruise industry throughout the years. ATVs, I mean, these can be, if not handled correctly, very dangerous. And unless you know what you're doing, you shouldn't be taking this kind of excursion to begin with, because they can be very dangerous. And if not, I mean, even deadly. There has been deadly accidents on ATVs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, they are quads, so there's,
a
4
little bit more
wheels.
stability, but still.
Yes. So, in this case, what happened, while they were riding the ATV, the claim was they tried to safely move around an ATV that had stalled and was having issues. And this was happening while they were on or in hilly conditions, right? Hilly, right? They then lost control of their ATV, subsequently going downhill. They tried to stop. They couldn't stop. They flip over and the ATV ended up on top of them, causing some severe injuries.
Yikes.
Injuries: a shattered right collarbone, which required surgery, multiple fractured ribs, lower back injuries, neuropathy in their legs, memory loss, and a potential cervical spine damage.
Yikes.
Okay? Claims due to the steepness and dangerous conditions of the trail and the lack of adequate supervision or guidance from the excursion staff positioned along the trail, the cruiser lost control of the ATV, causing it to overturn and land on top of her.
Yikes.
And the last lawsuit, to me, I find actually the most interesting. This happened on MSC, on the seaside.
Okay.
And this lawsuit is submitted, if you will, because of severe infection and cardiac complications from an unsanitary cabin. So I'm going to read this verbatim right from an attorney's website.
Okay.
And this language was taken directly from the lawsuit filed. Okay. According to the complaint, the incident began shortly after the cruiser boarded the MSC Seaside. I said Seascape. I meant Seaside. I'm so sorry. The Seaside. Upon entering her assigned cabin, she observed that the room did not appear to have been cleaned or prepared appropriately for a new guest. The cruiser immediately notified MSC personnel regarding the state of the cabin and was reportedly assured by staff members that the bed sheets would be changed and the area properly sanitized. Relying on these assurances, the cruiser remained in the cabin. However, the lawsuit alleges that the promised cleaning was either neglected or performed inadequately, leaving the passenger exposed to harmful contaminants within the bedding. The morning after her first night on the ship, the cruiser awoke with severe hives and a significant allergic reaction. The complaint states that she required immediate medical attention at the vessel's infirmary to treat the worsening symptoms. Following her initial treatment, the cruiser sought further assistance from guest services to ensure the cabin was finally cleaned, but she alleges that no curative measures were taken by the crew. As the voyage continued, her condition deteriorated, leading her to report the situation to the ship's captain, the housekeeping supervisor, and the customer service manager. The lawsuit claims that the cruiser eventually discovered housekeeping personally had stored dirty and unsanitary sheets directly under the bed instead of removing them from the living quarters. The legal filing details the harrowing progression of medical symptoms that the cruiser attributes directly to the infection contracted from the cabin sheets. In addition to the abdominal infection and allergic skin reactions, the cruiser developed cardiac symptoms including tachycardia, palpitations, and shortness of breath. The complaint emphasizes that the cruiser had no history of these cardiac issues prior to the voyage. These conditions manifested while she was still aboard the MSC Seaside and have reportedly continued to afflict her since the conclusion of the cruise. The plaintiff argues that the cruise line's failure to provide a sanitary environment transformed a planned vacation into a medical crisis that necessitated ongoing treatment.
Oh my. Once again, thoughts and prayers for everyone involved, and we hope and wish you all a speedy recovery.
Amen. Now, let's try to take these one at a time.
Okay.
Because there's just a ton here.
Yeah.
First of all, let's deal with the excursion injuries.
Okay.
Okay? First and foremost, all cruise lines, none of them operate their own shore excursions.
Correct.
I mean, I'm sure there's a few exceptions, but generally speaking,
yeah.
they're all third party,
Yes.
well documented, well posted. And in fact, on their websites, we're going to read directly information from the Carnival website. All of the shore excursions, including any related transportation, are operated by local independent companies, and they are solely responsible for their products, excursions, and any related transportation. Carnival is not responsible for any loss, damage, death, injuries, or claims whatsoever arising from, connected with, or related to any activities engaged in by guests while off Carnival's ships or tenders in any port of call. This includes all shore excursions, whether sold on board or by third party ashore. Carnival neither supervises nor controls tour operators' actions, nor makes any representations, either expressed or implied, as to their suitability. And so, I mean, this is their disclaimer, right? And so,
I think that's pretty standard.
in fact, NCL's disclaimer basically reads about the same. NCL may, for the convenience of guests, sell tickets for or arrange shore excursions, tours, transportations, or other services provided by independent contractors. Such services are not owned, operated, supervised, or controlled by NCL. NCL makes no representations or warranty regarding such services and shall not be responsible in any way whatsoever for any loss, damage, injury, or death to guests arising out of or in connections with such services. All rights, exemptions from liability, defenses, or immunities of under this contract shall also inure to the benefit of NCL's employees, agents, independent contractors, and suppliers, including but not limited to shore excursion operators and transportation providers. Now, in the reality, if you will, or the in the relation to the ATV accident, you have to sign a waiver
Yes.
before you even get on that thing.
You do.
Letting everybody know that you understand how it operates or how to operate it and the risks associated with such endeavor.
And I think that's the key point, is that it is considered a dangerous activity and there are risks involved, and you agree not to hold harmless the third party people.
Well, hold harmless cruise line.
Does it say the cruise line
Yes,
as well? Okay.
correct. It's the cruise line.
Okay.
Right? Because they're suing the cruise line.
Gotcha.
They're not suing the operator,
Yeah.
the third party, tour operator.
Yeah.
They're suing the cruise lines, who, in this case, have
Have disclaimers everywhere.
not just disclaimers, but they have,
The signed waivers.
yes, it's not their product.
Yeah.
They have no control
Yeah.
over what, third party Johnny is doing, 15 miles away from the ship.
And when you sign a waiver, you are accepting responsibility for any liabilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel incredibly sorry in about these injuries, because
without a doubt, yeah.
especially the ATV, but
Oh, I know. That's horrible.
I mean, right in the lawsuit, it shows and says it's the fault of the person driving.
Yeah.
They choose to drive around the
Quote
stalled
unquote safely.
safely around the ATV, which was on a hill. Obviously, they drove off the hill.
Obviously. Yeah.
Even if there was an operator, if you will, standing right next to this person, the second they went zoom, it was
It's
too late.
too late.
There would be nothing an operator could do at that point to help them.
I agree. No matter how well supervised it is, you are responsible for turning the however you turn it.
Right.
Yeah, and if you drive off a cliff, well,
You drove off a cliff.
you drove off a
It's
cliff.
sad.
No amount of supervision is going to be able to stop that. Like
Yeah.
they were saying, there's not enough supervision in there. Yeah,
I just don't understand the thought process, or
Yeah.
even how an attorney can look at the disclaimers of the cruise lines and all these different things.
right.
And the fact that in the ATV case, they admit, I drove it off the side.
Right.
I tried to
lost
do
control.
I tried to do it safely.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. Are they hoping for like a settlement so it doesn't reach court, or
I don't know.
I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah.
These couple ones.
Yeah.
We'll look at your comments here in just a second. Now, the one that happened on the boat where the bench collapsed.
Yes.
So, obviously this wasn't during the physical part of the excursion, meaning you weren't swimming with the pigs, you weren't in the water, you're literally on the boat. But again, third party,
Yeah.
the bench collapse,
Yeah.
resulting in the tailbone injury.
Yeah.
Now, of course, according to the lawsuit filed, the injuries worsened once the person got home.
Gotcha.
I also, and again, I don't know, there's doctors, this, that, or whatever, how one can can connect the two from a bench, which the benches on the ships, they're pretty low. They're not very high.
Well, it's
they're
like a normal chair.
even typically shorter.
Sometimes, yeah.
I know, because my legs are usually up in my face.
Yeah.
So you're only, foot and a half, maybe 2 feet off the ground, right?
Right.
It falls and you're probably going to slide off, because there was pictures of the bench and it didn't do this. It did that. So the person would have had to slide off. So it wasn't like it was a 5-foot fall flat.
Right.
It was more of a slide.
Gotcha.
Not sure how a tailbone breaks that way, but some people's bones are brittle, right?
Yes,
These things happen, right?
absolutely, yes.
As far as the significant spinal injuries after the fact, and I say after the fact because, again, the lawsuit claims once they got off the boat,
it worsened.
So,
Gotcha.
I'm not, again, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a crazy situation. And again, thoughts and prayers for speedy recovery.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a crazy situation. That's something that you don't expect is, chair to collapse or while you're sitting on it, or a bench. Yeah, you never expect that.
Yes. John, we're going to come back to pool decks in a minute. Well, John says, aren't all pool decks slippery? Yes.
I would agree.
Yeah. Ashley's like, people are so happy. Accidents do just happen. Well, that's why they call them accidents, right? Because it's not planned, right?
Yeah.
Danny says she was looking for a lawsuit when she boarded. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That is, sometimes I believe that. Yeah.
Ashley's like, I'll be right back. Got to go do something. Then she came back. I thought I had a cruise crisis, but all good.
Oh.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. So so let's get to the pool thing, right?
Yeah.
Pool decks on ships, yes, generally can be slippery.
And water's translucent, transparent,
clear.
can't see it.
So I pretty much, and we can probably, well, it's at nighttime when we do this, but during the day, there are slippery when wet signs everywhere.
Everywhere.
On every ship we've ever been on.
Yeah.
On the pool deck.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they may not be every 5 feet, but there are many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you who cruise all the time, I'm sure you have seen these same signs. Whether they were out or not on this particular ship at the time, I don't know. But that being said,
if you're on a pool deck, you need to expect that it's going to be wet. I'm sorry. You need to expect that.
Absolutely, 100%.
People get out of the pool wet and they walk to their chairs and water drips everywhere.
Not that this happens in the case, but let's hypothetically.
Okay.
Hypothetically, it has rained.
Oh, yeah.
Or even in the evenings with the humidity.
Yeah.
The decks are wet because of humidity.
Yeah, they can be.
Right? How many times have we walked out at night and we're like, oh my gosh, it rained. And it wasn't raining. It was humid. And everything is wet.
That's true. In the spray of the ocean, it's, if you're outside, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Chances are that it's going to be, the decks are going to be wet. What are you doing over there?
I somehow made us small again. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
This just happens to me.
You're a mess.
Yeah, always. And you love it.
You're my mess.
Yes. Yeah, so pool decks are, they're gonna be slippery.
Yeah, definitely.
Has this passenger maybe they've never been on a ship before.
Maybe they haven't.
Maybe they were looking for a lawsuit like somebody else.
Maybe.
But ultimately, this particular person, they broke a femur. A broken bone.
Yeah.
Right? And so, obviously, people don't go on a ship to break a bone.
No,
right?
definitely not.
And so this wasn't a fake injury because she had to go, down to, the infirmary, if you will, and the medical center and get all patched up because she had a broken bone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is sad.
It is.
And
again, thoughts and prayers for speedy recovery.
But
yeah.
It's not, there's no negligence here.
I don't see negligence in that one.
And that's ultimately all the lawsuits filed. The main claim is negligence.
Yeah.
Okay. Most of them, there's like 4 or 5 different counts of or different types of negligence they're claiming, but ultimately it's all about negligence.
Yeah. To me, that's just common sense. And yeah, accidents do happen, but I don't see any negligence in that. I don't even see any negligence in the ATV. You chose to
to
zip around.
Absolutely.
I don't see any negligence there either.
I don't. By the way, Bev says that's like going to the beach and complaining there's sand.
Yes, exactly. Sand blew in my eye. Oh no, I'm gonna sue.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I don't see negligence in there.
yeah, there's nothing. But let's talk about the last one.
Okay.
I really want to dig into this.
Yeah.
And I really want to hear y'all's thoughts about this. So you guys make
Yes.
sure you chime in.
Yes,
okay?
please.
That fourth one is about the person who complained severe infections and cardiac complications from the unsanitary cabin. Okay? I'm not going to reread the whole thing, but paraphrase.
She got
Person comes
hives.
into the cabin,
Okay. go ahead.
assesses that it's unclean.
Yes.
Hasn't been cleaned appropriately.
Yes.
So she asked them to clean it again.
Yes.
So they supposedly, allegedly, clean it again.
Yes.
I would say at this point, enough so that the passenger decided to sleep in it.
I would agree.
Right?
Yep.
Okay? So obviously they did something.
Yes.
Because if they had done nothing,
They would not have.
I would have gone right back down and said, I asked
Hey.
you to clean it, you didn't clean it.
Exactly. I would do the same thing.
Okay.
So
So,
we're in agreement on that.
wakes up in the morning,
Yes.
has hives.
Yes.
Okay. Hives are created from an allergic reaction.
Yes.
I actually spent time researching this because I was like, none of this adds up to me.
Oh, I can't take amoxicillin because I break out in hives. My whole body hives everywhere.
Right.
It's
but
an allergic reaction.
it's an allergic reaction.
Yes.
So, okay. Not from contamination, but from something.
I've never heard of hives from contamination. But yeah, definitely something.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's an allergy.
Yeah.
It's a reaction because you're allergic to something.
Yes.
Now, I suppose in the legal sense of the word, you could refer to that something as, a contagion. But we're talking about probably maybe the person's allergic to the soap they use to clean the sheets, or maybe something they use to clean the cabins.
Yeah.
One of the fragrances in there, because I know Lisa, she's allergic to a lot of the perfumes and stuff.
I am.
And so, heaven forbids we have to walk through a department store in the perfume section.
Oh, I do this. My shirt over my nose. Yeah. I can't handle that. My throat constricts and I start coughing. Yeah.
But-
I can't be around that.
Okay, so at this point, let's go with benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Sheets are dirty. There's a contaminant or contagion on there. Person gets hives.
Yes.
Okay. That is an exterior
Yes.
issue.
Yes.
Not an interior issue, but an exterior issue. Okay?
Yes.
So, things worsen.
Okay.
It now turns into what's reported as an abdominal infection. Okay? There's no way hives, according to all the medical documents that I spent my time reading today, there's no way hives can turn into abdominal infection.
Not that I'm aware of.
There's one exception. If the person scratches the hives enough, breaks the skin, and then that area irritates it, and it gets infection.
Yeah. Because now the skin's broken, so
Right.
contaminants can come in.
Correct. Then infection can go further
Yeah.
down, right?
Okay.
Okay. That's the only exception.
Okay.
So again, benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
This person scratches and creates this issue.
That's what it would seem like.
Okay. So it then allegedly escalates, according to this person, all the way to the captain of the ship.
Yes.
Okay. This is where we can stop. Nothing else matters.
Okay.
Okay. If an issue such as this reaches the captain, I mean, really reaches the captain, I promise you, heads are going to roll.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
There's going to be a lineup of all the heads and everybody in between, and that captain's going to come by like Mo, Larry, and Curly and be slap, 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 slap.
I agree with that.
I'm just saying.
No, I
right?
totally agree. You that is something that the captain is never going to want to hear, without a doubt.
Right?
Oh yeah,
So
without a doubt.
now, mind you, any sort of things like this are actually highly documented. Videos are made, pictures are taken, paperwork. I mean, it's not just. There's going to be a laundry list of documentation behind of this.
I would think
behind
so,
this,
yes.
Right? Okay. But
If it gets to the captain,
if
absolutely.
it gets to the captain.
Absolutely.
Now, on a side note, Lisa and I, we've been on a lot of cruises. For those of you who, are part of the Tall Man Clan, you know this. You've watched all of the reviews. And we are sort of behind the scenes a lot of times.
Yes.
When it is changeover day, anything that is remotely close to a linen
Oh my goodness.
are removed from cabins.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
You
They
guys
literally
can-
come in,
Yes.
strip everything,
Yes.
and it goes into bags.
Yes.
I mean, huge. I mean, it's crazy
Yeah.
on changeover day.
Yes.
Okay?
And
Nothing.
I can't imagine they would have missed one cabin.
No, because they're also all inspected.
They are.
Right? Because you've got the people who are doing it.
Uh-huh.
You have their direct supervisors who are down there looking and
Yes.
watching and, right,
Yes.
helping as well. Right?
Yes.
And then you've got the supervisors. I mean, it goes on and on and on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, now, is it possible that a stained sheet after cleaning, but the stain didn't come off, or whatever the stain may have been after
And the
cleaning,
dirty appearance.
maybe
That could be.
I could go with that.
Yeah.
But when they're laundered, they're also inspected.
Yeah.
Right, because once the laundry is done, for those who don't know, they actually put it on this gigantic machine, and the machine folds them all
Folds
up.
all up, yes.
And as that process is happening, there's someone physically inspecting the sheets and the towels and all this stuff as it's going by. Again, human error.
It is a human, maybe somebody said something and the human turns around to answer and misses. Why? It is possible, without
Potential.
a doubt.
Without a doubt, human error.
Yeah.
But again, everything is stripped. So then the claims that they stuck contaminated stuff under the
Dirty
bed.
sheets under the bed.
I don't know. What are you guys thinking about this?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I-
This one. It's crazy.
That one totally, yeah. I cannot envision any of this happening. I really can't.
Yeah.
Just based upon, like you said, our experience, we are on the ships, many times we see the changeovers, and I just can't imagine that scenario.
John has a comment about the swimming.
Okay.
In the morning, people are running or walking on track. On the track
Yes.
up on the upper decks.
Yes.
They should be aware of their environment. Were these particular people, if you will, wearing proper shoes? That was never mentioned.
Yeah.
And it wasn't mentioned that in fact, what was mentioned, they were on their way to, I forget, it was the buffet or one of the restaurants. And so they were just walking from one point to the other.
And just
slipped.
bypass the pool to get to the other.
So I don't know what shoes they were wearing.
Yeah.
But John says decks are always wet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ashley says, has that person ever walked into a gas station bathroom while traveling? Why not sue the gas station for not providing a clean bathroom?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah.
Now Ashley says, now my daughter is allergic to Tide and often gets a rash or itchy skin when staying in hotels.
I am as well. I've never had that issue in hotels.
So she will often bring her own laundry soap and wash the sheets in the hotel laundry room.
Okay.
In most hotels, because most hotels use Tide, right?
Isn't that funny? I've never had any issue in a hotel, but I definitely, when I was younger, my mom used to use Tide until we figured out that's why I was so itchy. Yeah, I can't use Tide either.
John was saying he was just reading that a person can get stress hives from anxiety. Oh, yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Denise says, I reached the captain probably on Elegant Night when he was just trying to take a few pictures. Jan says, I'm thinking they had underlying medical conditions, had a bad cruise experience, and so decided to become Sue Happy. So the part of the story that I did not read was this person had a spinal infusion of some kind prior to the cruise, but but had been medically cleared
Yes.
by her physician
Yes.
to go on the cruise.
Yes.
Now, what was not talked about was when did that actually happen?
Correct.
Was the person on other medications
Correct.
because of this procedure?
Correct.
And were the wounds on their back, if there were wounds
Were
or
they
whatever,
healed?
were they fully healed?
Yeah. None of that
So
was mentioned.
there's a lot of that was not said.
Correct.
So there's some potential extenuating circumstances.
Yes.
But hives cannot cause an abdominal infection.
yeah.
It's external. Hives are an external allergic reaction to something that touched you.
And it's interesting. I think it was John talked about the stress hives.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it interesting about the heart palpitations. I mean, that could be stress related as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like there was definitely something else going on. I mean, that's my gut feeling. Yes.
do?
Hangnail.
She's bleeding over here.
I am.
I was like, we're in front of a camera. How could you be bleeding?
I
Anna?
had a hangnail. I picked at it and now it's bleeding. So I'm sorry.
Do you need a paper
Yeah,
towel?
I'll take just a little
Yeah,
piece.
just here. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm
Infirmary.
gonna sue. Just kidding.
God. Good Lord. Yeah, that was when I read that. I just scratched my head.
I did too.
I mean, and I got hot, and I got an infection in my abdomen because I scratched my head. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I just
Are you still having heart palpitations now?
I am.
Oh yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
That's because you're close to me. Anyway, back at this. Yeah. So I think it was Ashley who said, "Yeah, people are just so happy."
Yeah.
And this is one of those weeks in the cruise industry that, to me, absolutely just, of course we've all known that, but it just 100% verifies that statement because, 4 different lawsuits.
Yeah.
And in our opinion, from the outside, with the information provided that we can see, I feel they're all essentially frivolous type, lawsuits. Because
well, the only one that I could see, in my personal opinion, that may have some legitimacy, but not for the cruise line, it would be for the third party, is the bench that collapsed.
yes,
I
you have to
mean,
sue the provider.
Yeah, but not the cruise line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a third party.
But everything else, I mean,
I don't see any of those.
you slipped on a pool deck.
Yeah,
Pool decks are wet.
people slip on pool decks all the time.
You drove your ATV off the side of a hill.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. And
No,
And-
it wasn't a faulty vehicle. It wasn't,
Yeah.
a lack of supervision. You chose to do that.
yeah. And of course, then there's the hives, contaminant, heart
Yeah.
palpitations, I don't know, y'all.
I don't know how all of that can happen from dirty linens. It just makes zero sense to me. But, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm just, like you said, scratching my head. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Jan says, I'll take delayed allergic reaction to medication from spinal fusion for 300, please, Alex.
That could be too.
Right. The fact that it was mentioned in the story
Mm-hmm.
and that the doctor cleared them.
Yes.
The procedure that spinal fusion
Mm-hmm.
must have happened fairly soon before the cruise.
I would tend to agree.
I'm not going to say with a day or a couple days, but I mean very close enough that
They mentioned that they were cleared.
they were cleared to go.
Yeah, and so that leads me also to believe that probably the sutures were not healed.
Potentially. Now, are there actually sutures from spinal infusion?
I would think so.
This I did not look up.
Yeah,
Because it could be just a needle,
it could be.
right? So there's, a
Yeah.
Band-Aid.
I don't know. Fusion to me seems like it's a more
That's
involved
true.
process, I would think.
Yeah, but with microsurgery and these things, and I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
That I can't say.
Don't know.
If anybody knows, you can put that in the
But yeah,
comments.
that the delayed reaction to the medication, I could see that.
Yeah, I agree.
Could totally see that.
Yo, look, you go on a ship, there's going to be some slippery surfaces.
Mhm.
be careful.
Yeah.
Wear some appropriate shoes.
Yeah.
If you take an excursion, I don't care who you do it with. Cruise lines do not operate them.
Correct.
They're not going to be responsible.
Yeah.
Please be safe.
Yes.
If you're doing one of these more dangerous type ones, whether it's canoeing on rapids, right?
Yes.
Bungee jumping,
Yeah.
ATV,
Yeah.
even horseback riding.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a horseback riding years ago, and my horse spent the entire time trying to kill me.
Yes. I agree.
I should have sued them
Yeah. Maybe.
because their horse was not human friendly.
Well, mine wasn't any friendly to anyone. My horse wanted to
Kept on
bite everyone.
biting everybody. My horse literally tried to buck me off the entire. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like I was in the rodeo the entire time we were.
Yeah.
In fact, it was so bad they made me go to the
back of the line.
back of the line.
And my horse wouldn't leave everybody alone, so I had to go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
When we got off the horse, there were a couple of ladies that were like, "Oh my gosh, your husband is such a good rider. I can't believe he didn't fall off of that horse."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had no clue because mine wouldn't stop biting everybody.
I needed one of a belt buckle at the end of that.
You
I
did.
won
You did.
because I lasted way more than 7 seconds.
We actually went and bought the T-shirts so we could say we bought the T-shirts.
That horse about killed me.
I know.
But still, the point is,
Yeah.
even something that people might think is harmless as riding a horse can be dangerous.
Yeah.
That horse bucks you off. Man, that could be catastrophic.
Could be.
So
I mean, isn't that what happened to Christopher Reeves? Did he fall off a horse? I think he was jumping, but still, he fell off a horse.
he fell off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that he respectfully was also trained to do.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Right. So.
So yeah, when you guys sign these waivers, you got to know that there's a reason for it because there is a potential that you could hurt yourself.
We were on a cruise once with some friends, and they talked about the whole ATV thing, and they chose not to do it because they have ATVs at home.
Yes.
And they know how to ride them. And, a lot of places, out in the country, they're on farms and different things.
Yeah.
They've got side-by-sides. They got the ATVs.
Oh, yeah.
And they ride them all the time. So these are not the people that are typically going to go do the same thing on an excursion that they do at home.
Yes.
So it's not 100%, but a very high probability.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that do these ATV things are probably relatively unfamiliar, maybe never ridden them or only ridden them a couple of times. And the controls aren't horribly complicated, but there's, enough between the this and a trigger and a brake. And
Oh heck! If you
get
the
confused
gas too
and
fast, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
you're gonna go flying. Yeah.
Right? And
Without
so,
a doubt.
y'all need to think twice about those things.
Yeah.
All
just,
right.
Just be careful, you guys.
So again, if you have any comments about the news in the week, and you're watching the rebroadcast of this, please leave a comment because we want to know your opinions, what you think of these
do.
stories.
Yeah.
And whether your opinions are in alignment of what we feel or think about the situation, or even if you feel that we're totally off base.
Let us know.
Yeah, because we would
We're
love to hear
human.
what you think. We are.
We're not doctors. We're not attorneys. We don't know these things. We just scratch our heads and go, "Wow,
Yeah.
what happened?"
We'd like to hear your thoughts. And again, we're not, the injuries are real, if you will,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And we hope these people heal.
Without a
and
doubt.
there's no lasting effects. So we're not speaking ill specifically of the people that the injuries have happened to. Only the circumstances around how the injuries occurred.
Yeah.
And, is there negligence really?
Yeah.
Right? That's the question.
Exactly.
That's the question.
Exactly.
So, anyway, we do appreciate you watching this podcast and listening. We will see you next week. Ciao. All right, so that was it for the recording on that. We appreciate you hanging with us. And it's been an up and down night with people coming and going from the broadcast tonight. So I guess they don't, they haven't been enjoying, the lawsuits.
The lawsuits, I
news.
guess
don't know.
not. Oh.
But Bev says mother buffer.
Oh, well, that could be it.
So I need to change